Hello, I'm Devin, your wine club coordinator here at Raymond Vineyards, and we are here with Stephanie Putnam, the winemaker, and we're going to be talking about your November 2013 Winery Selection Club wines.
Hello. Our first wine is our 2012 Barrel Fermented Reserve Chardonnay, and this is a very exclusive wine that we only do for you, the wine club member. We do a couple hundred cases, and it's something that I like to have fun with in the vineyard. It comes exclusively from our estate vineyard in Jamison Canyon, Southern Napa. For those of you who are familiar with Napa, it's by the Chardonnay Golf Club. And it's actually made with very special, unique clones, made with Dijon clones and Muscat clones, so that gives the wine a lot of aromatics, and it's aged in 100% French oak with about 2/3 new French and a lot of native fermentation to add some great complexity to it.
And it smells great. And this, always the holiday shipments are always the fun time to have the barrel fermented Chardonnay. It's perfect for this time of year. Stephanie, can you tell us what the difference would be if someone's got the reserve Chardonnay versus the small lot barrel fermented?
Yes. So both come from our estate in Jamison Canyon, but this sees 100% French oak aging, whereas our reserve is typically about 2/3 aged in barrel. This also sees a much higher percentage of new French oak versus our reserve, which is about 20% new French. This has a much higher, it's maybe 2/3 to 70% new French oak. So which I find is a nice balance between the more muscatty, Dijon clones gives it more of a pear element, and so those kinds of aromatics stand up really well to the higher toast that you'll find in this wine.
The next wine in your club shipment is going to be the 2010 Calistoga Cabernet.
So this wine is a wine that you could either drink now if you'd like, or you could actually age this for 15, 20 years. It's still very much a baby. It comes from a very warm appellation within Napa Valley, so you're going to have a lot of very upfront bright fruit. It's got a lot of boysenberry and blackberry, almost very perfumey. It's a very soft wine on the palate. It does have some tannins because it is a young wine, but there's a great length to this wine that kind of carries it seamlessly through to the finish.
This is the 2010 Calistoga Cabernet, and we just sent to our club members the 2009. So this is now the second vintage that we've done in the Calistoga AVA. And what would you say the differences are
Between the two
between
vintages?
the two?
I think 2009 was a vintage that was a more elegant vintage, and I think 2010 is a cooler climate, so for me it's a vintage that has more structure and inherent tannins to it. It was a vintage that was late to develop in their fermenters, but a wine that after about 6 months really blew my socks off.
Yes.
I was very impressed with how the wine is aged and how it's come out, so it's actually one of my favorite vintages of the two that we've made of Calistoga.
Well, great, and we look forward to future vintages of this wine as well. The last wine in your shipment for this month is going to be the 2009 Generations Cabernet.
And we always like to save the best for last, and I think this '09 Generations is just a beautiful, seamless wine. It's our first vintage, really, with Jean-Charles Boisset as the owner, and I think with this wine you really see what we've been doing behind the scenes in order to really step up the wine quality. It's a wine that perfectly marries the three appellations of St. Helena, Oakville, and Rutherford. Rutherford, our home estate, very masculine wines. St. Helena is a little warmer than Rutherford, a little bit more of a sweeter tannin, almost a red fruit-driven wine. And then Oakville is the one that's very broad across the palate. So I think with this Generations wine, especially this particular vintage, we've blended those three appellations together seamlessly to create a stunning wine.
And this wine was 95 points in Wine Spectator. So
95 points in Spectator. I
Kudos.
believe it was 94 points in Enthusiast as well. So we're getting a lot of recognition for what we've been doing.
Well, we're very happy to share it with our club members this month, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.